The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Hi, what's up, Brigade? It feels like a Friday, but it's a Tuesday. For us, the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan, the Book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. Baseball today. We will get to the National League Central, previewing what's going to happen. There's your phone. We hear your phone. Brigade, the chat rolling. How are you? We appreciate each and every one of you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then get into the Discord channel, bvbshow.com, to be a part of it. Direct link right into it. Free as always. Everything we do is free for you guys. Every single day we're here at 10:30 Pacific time-ish, 1:30-ish. How are you on this Tuesday, my friend?
Ish. I'm fired up.
Oh.
Not ish. No, I just been on the phone. I've been doing shows. Hopefully there's some people from Wager Talk that watched me over there come over here. They got in the chat. I told them we would start at 10:30. We started at 10:40. That's my fault.
Are they mad? Welcome to the Brigade if you're new. Time is of a fluid nature on this show.
It is very fluid and
very unlike me in my career. First time ever for this to be this fluid.
The chat flows on this one too. For those of you new to the show, so watching the show live on the YouTube is good. You can watch it on Twitter as well live. You can watch it on a replay tonight at 9:00 Pacific, midnight Eastern on Sports Grid. All those places available, as well as listening. Perrault, tell people they can subscribe. It's available on all these podcast platforms right after the show, like within, an hour after we finish?
Yeah, I generally try to have it up by 4 p.m. Pacific, Eastern time, 1 p.m. Pacific. So you guys have it. I try to get it up before afternoon drive for your drive home on the East Coast. That's kind of the goal, is to get the podcast to drop. So, but if you hit subscribe to the podcast on Apple, I think Spotify does it too, but I know Apple does it. Well, it'll go right to your phone. It'll tell you when the latest episode of the show is actually up and ready to go. So that's the best way to do it. If you are an audio person, and I know more and more people are doing audio. We had a huge number of people yesterday. I don't know, before we even posted over the weekend, we had a lot of people listening to the show. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's good.
On Sunday on audio numbers for the week. So that was a rarity.
Well, they had to hear what you liked on the Creighton game. They had to go back and find out what you had to hear, what you liked.
By the way, Scotty Farrell, tip of the cap, my friend. Yesterday was beautiful. What he said was phenomenal. Same thing on what I said, but I'm a Creighton guy, so I'm seen as the homer by going ahead and losing my mind on the call. And he lost his mind on the call. And Tim Brando was on with him, Brando said it best, that game was called for 39 minutes and 40 and 59 seconds. That game was called one way. And then for 1 second, it was called a different way. And that one referee decided to make a call, changed the whole game, and handed it to San Diego State.
Right.
So it's, I can say that, and it's, you just like you had Creighton or you covered Creighton or blah, blah, blah. Brando and Farrell say it. I just kind of go, that.
Farrell had Creighton too, by the way, so that's fine.
It doesn't matter, but Brando didn't.
That we know of.
Oh, come on. Timmy doesn't bet. I know Timmy. Brando doesn't
bet.
No, Brando doesn't bet. No.
Okay.
He doesn't bet. He lives in Louisiana too. So actually he can bet now.
They can.
He could bet. But I don't believe Tim Brando.
There's a lot of things going on in Louisiana. Betting is one of them.
Tim Brando is a staunch Big East supporter. So he could say he's biased towards the Big East, not a gambling angle, but he's tight with McDermott.
Either way, it was a good discussion, and that's why people listened, because they needed to know what we thought about the games on Sunday, which again, those were good games. Did you see? Oh, we'll get to that in the rundown. The results Sunday made the availability of tickets pretty interesting.
Interesting,
interesting.
Yeah,
like you like to say.
Wow. Can I pay you to go? Because that's what might happen.
Well, I'm looking for somebody to pay us to go. Actually, now that we're on the subject, that wouldn't be a bad idea because it won't be that expensive.
Nope.
I like the way you're thinking.
So last night was one of the more recent reminders that if you're betting the NBA pregame, you are required to bet it in game. Like, you have no choice now. The volatility of these markets, the Denver Nuggets opened as 5-point favorites, closed as 7.5-point favorites, with Joel Embiid and James Harden both being out. They led the game by as many as 22 points. With less than 15 seconds to go, a lead that was 22 points was down to 3. And 2 free throws had to be hit to make it to go 5. And then a last-second 3-point shot to kill every bet was up in the air for the Sixers. This game lands 5. Killing everyone except the people who bet overnight who got the first number, which was Denver -5.
Yeah, those followers, that sometimes I used to say this. I mean, even one of my dear friends that is still down there says, "You're late to the wedding, you're on time for the funeral."
Oh.
And I was like, man, oh man, like, he got some crazy sayings and some crazy stuff, but when you get there late, you know what? Sometimes maybe take a pass
Right.
or do what the books do. Just take the other side. Doesn't always work out. It just hurts when you lay 5.5 and 6 and the game falls 5. Do those hurt more when you get
Oh,
hooked or by a point?
yes. I would rather get annihilated and be done in the first quarter. I'd rather be walking. I'd rather shut it off. Like, if I bet a hockey under and there's 3 goals in the first period, I'm done. I'm good. I just go to something else. Like, I don't need to watch it anymore. Like, I way prefer that than to grind my hour, watching, trying to do the math, go, okay, what happens if this happens? Looking at the live number. When do I get in? When do I bet? Like, I would so much rather just be like, all right, I'm dead. I'm not chasing. I'm good. And walk out.
Okay, but at the same regard, like you can, like you mentioned, a hockey total, right?
Mhm.
If you bet under 6.5 and it's 2-1 after the first period, you feel like, oh, I might be dead. I'm dead. But the in-game total goes to 8.5 in that situation.
Yeah,
If you
but
like
far
it at
too often,
6.5, you could go under 8.5.
no, because far too often this year in the NHL, it's 11 games falling 10. Like, it's not going to be, it didn't slow down. Like, that's the problem with the NHL, that if you do have 3 goals in the first period, second period is generally the highest scoring period during the game. So then it goes to 7, it's 4-3 after 2. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
now I'm sweating 2 goals in the third period, and you get open net goals. I mean, happening all the time. I mean, I pushed on a 5-2 game last night because it was a 2-goal margin and they pulled the goaltender with 3 minutes to play. So, like,
Right.
I was fortuitous open net goal, 5-2 final. It lands on 7 and it pushes. So,
Right.
like, that happens a lot. But I mean, I took on the way in the fourth
Wait,
quarter.
before you go forward, Gordon Mathers is in Scotland and
Okay.
he's watching the show.
Hi.
And he said they were 20 points up when I woke up.
That's awesome.
Never even thought to lay off in running.
Yep.
Like, this is a problem for our people over across the pond. They go to sleep. They make their
Right.
bets and go to sleep.
Right.
Are we telling people you need to wake up and set your alarm to check
If
the
you're
game
betting
in game?
NBA, yes. If you're betting NBA basketball of any significant amount of
Oh,
money, if you're putting your hard-earned money down pregame, now you don't have to bet pregame. You can wait to watch the game and bet it in game. But if you bet pre, I think you have to watch the game and you have to bet it again. Like, it's not just one bet, it's 2 bets. Because I laid 5 on the way down. I couldn't believe it. I was able to grab Philly +8. Like, I was like, give me a break.
you were late. It thing was
I was
16.
really late. I just did it
Right.
because I was pissed off. I was like, don't tell me I'm gonna lose this bet. You just see it. You see the waterfall coming, and you see Denver just like, fuck it, we're done. We're done. Like, we don't, like, oh, we're good. Do you want to win? Because Philly, if you want to win, you can win because we don't care. We're good. Our stars are on the bench. We're good. And you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose this bet. This is ridiculous. I've just watched this game for 3 hours. I'm gonna lose this. At the end, I had a 22-point
NBA
lead.
game is 2 hours, Mr. Expert.
Whatever,
It's only
whatever
2
the
hours.
hell it was. I wasted my night watching this game on NBA TV. I'm watching this game going, there's so many other things I could be doing with my time right now than watching this game. And I'm watching this 22-point lead in the fourth quarter. They started the fourth quarter up by 16 points or 14 points. It ballooned to 22. Like, that's just like, okay, I'm good. And I see this things aren't going down, down, down. It's like a plane going down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stop this. I got to figure out a way to get out. Where's the eject button? Where's the eject button? I got to find the parachute. And I finally got 8. And I was like, give me Philly +8. And I took the Philly play and I took the Sixers +8. And I was like, oh my God, I might lose the first bet. Like, this is this pregame bet, because that's the podcast. That's the overnight pick. I'm going to lose. I'm not going to lose any money, but I'm going to lose this. It was 3 points. It was 113, 110. Foul gets called. 2 free throws get made. It's 11 seconds to go. And I'm like, I'm going to fucking lose this on a layup or a 3. I was watching, and then a guy gets a wide open 3, top of the key. I'm literally watching through my hands going, I can't believe this. Clang. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. He missed. It was all there. It would have cleaned the entire board. They already took out 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. 5 was the only push number. And most people, I guess the pros coming in early got it at 5, but everyone else lost on that game last night.
Excuse me. Jay Park just came in and said, people on the East Coast bet and go to bed.
Right. And it's fair. Especially Denver Nugget games, right? I get that. It was 9:30, 9 o'clock. It was 9 o'clock our time here in Vegas. It was late. East Coast people are gone. They're asleep. I get it. It sucks. That's why I can't stand betting the NBA. Cannot stand it. It just isn't fun. It's not enjoyable. Prop betting is not enjoyable. The inconsistencies of it is so not fun. Give me a hockey game to bet any day of the week over an NBA bet. Every single day. I'll rather bet hockey. It's consistent. It's solid. The guys play. No one gets scratched. The guys get sticks to the head. They don't care. They keep playing. It's amazing.
It's guys take a puck to the face and go to the bench bleeding and are looking to not miss a shift.
Right.
Guys get twist something, this, that, in the basketball. They become load management. They don't play. It's a whole different mentality. But the consistency of the product is a huge thing in betting. Like,
yep.
You think it's hard to bet it. This is, again, I don't want to say there was a specific reason that contributed to a stroke, but try booking the NBA for years and years and years and trying to understand it and move it and take bets and all this other stuff. Why is this guy betting this? Why is some guy who just completely shit on the Hartford Whalers jersey yesterday, why is he betting overnight right now on the Nuggets -5? I'm on the other end of that bet in the book going, wait a second. What the hell is Perrault doing? Then I wake up and it goes to 5, 5.5, 6. And I'm going, we said it on the show yesterday before anyone else said it anywhere. Embiid's probably not going to play based on this. I was hoping he would, and I was hoping we would see the MVP head to head. We don't. The line steams to 7, 7.5. You get put on the list. This guy, he might know something.
I might know something. Right. I read a newspaper in Philadelphia. That's what I did.
You did more than most of the guys in the risk room.
Yeah.
You've earned that number. Now you still have to win it.
Right.
That doesn't make you a pro. That doesn't make you a sharp, a rhombus, a parallelogram, a square, nothing. It just means you got a good number. And I used to sit in the room and like other guys would get mad in that situation. Like, man, this guy always gets the best number. I'm like, does he fucking win?
Right.
Like, so what? Aren't we sitting in the room trying to get the best number? I said, we're taking +110 on every bet, by the way.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get the best number. That's the game. But the NBA will drive you crazy. I used to have a nice full head of hair before the NBA situation. It's all gone too.
It's phenomenal. So you mentioned Embiid not playing. What is the deal with this? So Embiid made comments about the Joker, about Nikola Jokic and the MVPs he's won, back-to-back MVPs. Essentially like saying like he's played in bigger games and like Jokic has more help, or I don't know. Embiid just basically like crapped on Jokic, and it pissed off Denver fans something fierce. So Denver fans were waiting for this game. They had circled this game for Embiid to play up against Jokic head to head. If you look at the MVP market right now, it has tightened dramatically.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a coin flip right now between these two. And he chooses to sit out. I mean,
Do you know
Harden
how many
missing it,
do you know how many people vote for the NBA
it's like
MVP?
50, right?
I heard it's 30.
Yeah, it's a small number. Yeah. I mean, it's not a big number.
There's 30 people that
Yeah.
vote for this, and
Mhm.
there are millions of dollars
On the
based
line?
on
Yeah.
on 30 people's voting.
Yeah.
Like you really, not that you need your head examined for betting anything, but betting this, you better have both guys. Because right now,
Yeah.
I have no idea who they're going to vote for. Why? Some guy might vote for him. Some guy might not vote for Embiid because he didn't play yesterday.
I would agree with you. I was going to say that. Yes. I think you're right. That's a fair point. It's ridiculous, but it's a fair point.
You play head to head 2 times
Yep.
when you're East West. You couldn't play.
If you're going
You're
to
not the
talk, and he
MVP.
did talk. And the thing that bothered me about it is that fine, sit, but he talked. And he called out Jokic. And he called out, well, how Jokic won and like why he's different and why he's, what he does is more impressive and blah, blah, blah. So if you're going to say that, go prove it on the court because Jokic plays pretty much every night. And so, like, what's going on? Like, that's a game. It's at altitude. You could find you got tired, whatever it might be, whatever excuse you want to come up with back to back. Last game of the road trip, last game in the Mountain or Pacific time zone for Philly in the regular season. All those things you could say. That's why Harden shouldn't have played because Harden's nursing an injury. Embiid's healthy. Like, come on, man. It's plus 125 for Embiid, plus 110 at FanDuel for Jokic to win it. It's a coin flip. Play.
Literally.
If you want to argue or say, I'm the MVP, play that game. Show the world. Go take him to school. And then it's over. I mean, he puts up a 30, 15, and 10 type of game against Jokic and holds him down. He doesn't get a triple-double. That's it. You're the MVP. You
All
outplayed
he
him.
has to do is play and you don't even have to match him. Just play. If the Sixers win the game
Yeah.
and he has a good game,
Right.
that's it. They'll
Yeah.
vote for him. But again, the MVPs don't mean anything. I mean, they mean some bonuses to some people, and I mean, it is legend forever. You get to live that as the MVP of the league one year.
It's on
whatever.
it's on your calling card. I mean, when they
It is,
say,
but to some guys, it don't mean nothing. Like it's you know, maybe they're thinking long term. Maybe I don't know what they're
when
thinking.
you go in the
Without
Hall of
asking
Fame,
them,
when you go in the Hall of Fame, if you're
they're going to ask that question. Right?
it's the one of the first. If you don't win the championship, it's the first thing they read.
Literally, it's line 1.
Yeah,
You're right.
MVP of the 2023 season. Like it's a huge deal. It's a huge resume builder. And Jokic may win 3 in a row, first time since Bird to have that happen. And you could, if you're Embiid, you had a chance to go and make your case last night. And he said, "No, I'm not playing."
And I love him. Like I've enjoyed watching Joel Embiid become who he is, and like stuff he says. Newbie sometimes on Cash Considerations does an impression of him. It's hilarious.
Right.
He's fun, but you don't play last night. Sip it.
He hasn't played in
say
4
a
years since
word.
2019. Denver fans are running around this morning going like he's afraid of playing in Denver. He won't play against Jokic. He won't play in this building for whatever reason. And for whatever reason, we don't know why he's not playing, but the facts are facts. He has not played in Denver since 2019.
Wow. Nate S just came in and said only one MVP winner ever isn't or shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. That's Derrick Rose.
He will be. Derrick
Derrick
Rose
will be in the Hall of Fame.
I think so. Yeah.
Man,
eventually he'll get in. I mean, I think eventually Derrick Rose. He played for so long. Longevity's his friend in the injuries, the what ifs, but probably he probably gets in.
It's close. I mean, it's a debate, but like this doesn't like. I mean, essentially that number right there. I mean, that little nugget right there, but punches your ticket. I would say, like, essentially, maybe I don't know.
If I was him, I would have played because Giannis is 4-1 and kind of, I don't want to say failing or trailing, but he's not most likely going to get the votes needed. It's a 2-horse race for the most part, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if one of them gets hurt, Giannis can win it too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 30 people voting on this.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
Anything
mean-
that has voting on it is awful to go ahead and bet.
It's the
Boxing,
worst.
MMA, figure skating.
Well, I mean, at least boxing's a performance like there and
Totally.
trying to bet it, it's different. Watching guys play for 6 months and then telling people to vote on it when you know they're voting either they've already decided.
Right.
They may have decided by last night's whatever, not playing and playing against the head-to-head. Or I didn't realize, why hasn't he played in Denver since 2019?
That's the question from Nugget fans. They're asking why hasn't, because that's really the rise of Jokic. Since Jokic has been dominant in the NBA, Embiid has not played in Denver.
I don't like that look.
No. that's and Nugget fans were saying, of course you
there.
didn't play. Of course. You haven't played since 2019. Why haven't you played here? Didn't play 2020, 21, 22, 23. It's 4 seasons. He's decided not to play.
Chris Paul's in the chat.
Hi, Chris Paul. What's up,
Hi,
CP3?
Chris Paul. CP3, what up?
Let's
Off
go.
day for you. You're watching the BVB.
Let's go.
How about that shit?
Well, this next story is not a good one. And we only bring it up because it's a good thing to highlight and a good reminder to anyone and everyone in the gambling space. Keep your mouth shut about your bets. No player should have to hear either from you, a DM, a tweet, nada, zip, zero, nothing, because no one cares.
Nope.
This is worse than tweeting out your bracket. This is worse than tweeting out your fantasy
Wait a
football
second.
team.
You tweeted out your bracket?
Of course I did. It's still bad. It's ridiculous. No one cares. I know no one cares. I do it for myself. Just put the record down. This is a record of my. Oh, here's my thing. I got every game. I get every Final Four team wrong. I normally get at least 2. I have 0 in the Final Four.
Right.
So
if you're doing a contest, your point value is the same going into this weekend that it's going to finish with.
Correct.
You can't get any more points.
Nope. Zip, 0, none. And
that sucks
for everybody mostly. I mean, only 37 brackets out of 20 million had this Final Four.
How many? 37?
37 total out of 20 million on ESPN.
Who in the hell had this Final Four? All
people
4?
Just making multiple brackets for the hell of it and just being silly. No one actually planned this to be the Final Four. Like, come on.
That's incredible.
It's ridiculous.
If they had this.
Yeah, they just played out the scenario, but 37 brackets out of 20 million. So,
wow.
But
yeah, so go ahead. Continue with the NBA player.
So Bradley Beal is being investigated by the police after a fan approached him following last Tuesday's game in Orlando, and a fan yelled, "You made me lose $1,300. You bleep." Called him a fuck.
I wonder what the bleep was at that point.
Called him a fuck. You fuck. Okay. Beal, according to the report, turned around, walked towards a friend of the man who was commenting, and swatted his right hand towards him, knocking the man's hat off and contacting the left side of his head.
Did this like that.
He just
hit him like that.
He slapped him.
Slapped him like that.
Okay. Just put him in his place. And I love it. Not that I want violence, but I love this. I love that this guy got this.
We're definitely not advocating violence.
No,
Matthew.
But I love the fact that Bradley Beal smacked the shit out of this guy. Absolutely.
What if he did this? Like, what if he just flicked his hat up like that? He went like that. Like, hey man, get out of my face.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, I think it's perfect when you take a look at where we are right now, that why should Bradley Beal be even aware of what someone's bet is? He has no clue. People bet on him. People bet against him over and over again. It's supposedly Beal said to him,
this has been going on for 100 years.
Of course.
Right?
So Beal reportedly said, according to TMZ, keep it a buck. He said, "I don't give a fuck about none of your bets. That ain't why I play the game."
Oh,
Okay.
I kind of like that.
I love
know
this. I am 100% on Bradley Beal's side on all of these and the whole entire story, the police investigation, the lawsuit that's going to follow where Bradley Beal's going to get sued for assault by this guy.
Oh, no.
Worth it. Worth it.
Our chat makes the show so unique and so special. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. I just looked down and Jay Park said, get Bradley Beal a contract with the Slap League immediately.
Dana White.
I mean,
get him up.
Genius. Jay Park is rolling this morning. He's doing a good job. You know what you said they were in Orlando, right?
Yep. After the game to the Magic.
So, because I used to love, and I still do, I used to love giving it back to people in the book. I crossed the line multiple times. I was told, listen, that's not in the handbook. And I said, fuck the handbook. I said, sometimes you just got to tell people the fucking truth. And you just got to tell them. And this guy would have said this to me, and I'd have said, hey, man, gambling ain't even legal in Florida. How did you even fucking bet it?
Ooh.
And then keep walking.
Right.
You know, shut the fuck up. Like, what? Bradley Beal makes how much money?
A lot.
He don't care.
No, why should he care?
Why should he care? He ain't going to care. Go to the game and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Chirp when you need to chirp.
Not about a bet.
About your bet. Don't chirp about your bet. Nobody gives a shit.
Because if you lost, somebody else won. That's it. He makes 40. He is the sixth highest paid player in the league. Bradley Beal makes over $43 million a year.
$43 million a year?
You think Bradley Beal gives two shits about a $1,300 bet on him for some guy?
I think we just unearthed the story. Forget the story about the bet. How in the hell does Bradley Beal make $43 million a year?
Because the Wizards gave him the max to keep him.
That's the max?
Yeah, they gave him the max contract to keep him.
Oh,
he signed a 5-year,
that's great.
5-year, $251 million contract.
5 years, $251 million.
Yeah.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. My goodness! Are you kidding me?
You're just learning this? Yes.
I don't pay attention to the salaries. That's unbelievable. So a guy
he's not even the highest
yelling at a guy who makes $43 million that whatever he called him, whether he called him a fuck or whatever, you cost me $1,300.
Yeah,
Jokic. I said, hold on.
He's actually
runway and say, here, give it to the kid in the thing. Go out and give this guy $500 and tell him to fuck off.
Right.
I'll pay half.
Right. It could have been funny. Actually, it could have been really funny if you did that, but then who knows how many other people would do that. You just open the floodgates for people to do it. Average annual value, though, Bradley Beal actually is the second highest paid player in the league. His average annual value is $50.2 million a year.
Average annual value. What is that? AAV?
Correct. It's a baseball term. So yeah.
He's the second highest in all of basketball.
Yeah, only behind Jokic, who makes 54.4. Giannis is 3, Booker is 4, Cat is tied with Booker. Curry is 6. Luka is 7. Zach LaVine 7. Trae Young is tied for 7th. Embiid's 10th.
I just looked out at the chat. Raymaker 512 said, "Tell Bradley Beal to give me the guy's number. I can take care of him for future wagers."
Right. Actually, yeah. Sorry. I'm talking about over. I'm reading the wrong thing. He's the second highest paid value. $251 million is the second biggest contract in the NBA. Jokic is higher. Average annual value. Booker is $56 million. Cat is $56 million. Jokic is 54. Curry 54. Embiid 52.5, and then Beal at 50. These guys make 50. God. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the NBA who make $50 million average annual value a year.
Let's take a moment and step back and go, we're giving these guys guaranteed money.
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
these are
their
guaranteed contracts. Yeah.
what is their incentive to play every game?
There
Like
isn't
if
one.
they don't,
There isn't
well,
one. That's
right.
that's
So maybe this is part of the problem.
it is, but that's
I mean, I'm not
but
Adam Silver. Sometimes I've
no.
been resembled to look like him
What?
when I
No.
do this and stuff. Sometimes,
Kind of. Maybe get the glasses,
kind of.
maybe.
Well, just every bald white guy, they say, "Oh, you look the same." All right, I'm Adam Silver, but
Right.
like, isn't that a problem?
It is, but it isn't. I mean, it's a problem because there's not the incentive, but it's also a problem because the league hasn't made it a priority to make sure. Like, there is now talk about in order to get contract incentives, you must be
Uh-huh.
playing a certain number of games. So there's ways of tying your
I
money. Like,
said this 5 years ago,
oh, there's talk now of
and
it.
they were like, "Dave, you can't do that." I said, "Why not? They'll play more."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, if you're a season ticket holder and you've been going to the Nuggets games for 4 years,
Mm.
and every time the Sixers come in, you're like, "Oh, I'll get to see Embiid play today." No, you won't. He's sitting out again. Maybe he'll play that one game. I don't know. But I mean, they don't relate. Like they don't, I mean, they're making 40, $50 million a year.
No, they don't have to relate. They don't need to relate, but they also don't, just because they make that much money, that doesn't mean you have a right to yell at them
You never
about
do.
something like that. You want to heckle
Right.
them on the court? You want to talk about them when they're in the arena, on the court, on the field? Fair game. Say what you want. Off the court after the game? Huh? Come on, man. Like that's just we got to
Have
be.
you ever been like you've been on the court side and you like the
Yeah.
stuff that people say
Oh my gosh.
on the way in and out of those runways? I mean, this goes back to when I was a little kid and I would go to sit next to that railing to try to either get a stick or a puck or something. And the shit I used to hear, I remember telling my dad, like, "Dad, why don't those guys get like they should hit them like the
Right?
stuff that people say, like, yeah." And he'd be like, "Oh, they can't, they'll get in trouble." And I was like, "Man, they got to sit and take that shit." And then they started putting the bubble over it, because people were throwing stuff. It's rude. People really like to talk a lot of shit on the way in and out of their people athletes' arenas.
Dustin Gauker said the real story here is imagine actually betting on the Wizards. It's a fair point. Guy put
Oh, man.
$1,300 down on a Wizards player. No, it's probably the parlay. He probably bet Bradley Beal in a same game parlay, and Beal didn't get the points he bet, so it's probably why he cost him the bet. But it wasn't like he put $1,300, probably $10 bet that he would have won $1,300, and that's why he said you cost. You made me lose $1,300. You fuck. It came
Right.
from the parlay he didn't win.
I can say this firsthand knowledge.
Yeah.
And again, firsthand knowledge, some people think that's important, some people don't. But I can tell you this from sitting in sportsbook for 20 years, the loudest guys have the smallest bets.
That's
Just a
so
little
funny.
it's a point of reference. They say that about some other things too. The guys that talk about having one have the smallest ones. Listen, we're on late night for a reason. It's truth. We just speak the truth. Otto keep it straight on the road. Otto's driving to Baltimore today from Pittsburgh. He's
Nice.
actually listening and driving. I hope he didn't wreck
Careful.
because it was talking about something else and it wasn't. First period overs. Okay.
Oh,
The guys that have the smallest ones talk about it the most. You use your imagination.
oh my. On that note, let's talk about tonight. Memphis, they get Ja back, but it's a back-to-back. So he's not going to play tonight, which is, I mean, like, really? He gets suspended for what, 7, 8 games? He has a thigh injury you're nursing still? This is the excuse why Ja's not playing tonight? Okay, sure. Laying 7 against the Magic tonight.
We just made a very good case for not betting this stuff pregame.
Correct.
How in the hell could you lay 7 right now with this?
Well, I think, wow, these numbers are moving fast today. Woo.
What?
Celtics number just moved. Hornets and Thunder number just moved. Warriors number just moved. This game did not move. It's still -7.
Yeah.
With Memphis, but there's some action going on at the moment. I would only take Orlando.
I mean, they just heard our Bradley Beal explanations and are moving the number down on the Celtics. I mean, this is guys in a room.
Right.
You understand? I mean,
Yeah.
please just reach out. Sports BK could say, Sports Talk Matt, follow the show. Please send the check, the bag. I might have to go to Costa Rica. That's a whole nother issue.
Ooh,
We'll have to figure
I'll
that
come.
out.
Let's go. I've always wanted to go there. My brother went there. I was
For
jealous.
real?
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to go to Costa Rica. My brother went to Costa Rica. He loved it. Went there for 2 weeks. Hiking in the jungle.
I ain't going anywhere with you for 2 weeks. We'll kill each other. We'll kill each other. I don't know what the over-under will be, but it'll be like, look, listen, I'm going for 2 days. I ain't going to talk to you or see you. And then we'll be good. That's fine. 2 weeks in Costa Rica?
Yeah, he went hiking in the jungle.
Who did he go with?
A group of friends, a group like a travel party.
Oh.
It was like a trip that you went, like it was kind of like meant for people. It was like outward bound type stuff. Like it was go into the jungle of Costa Rica and like just go explore. Go with a guide. You're meant to go with like yourself or one person. Like you weren't meant to go, like it wasn't a vacation. You weren't going to lounge.
Correct. Right.
So
those are fun trips.
they are. I've never been. I don't want to sleep in the jungle of Costa Rica. Nope.
My brother went on one of those. Brother Dan went on one of those to Minnesota. He did the
little
dogs.
Little different.
Freezing.
Costa Rica versus Minnesota.
He went to the opposite extreme.
Yeah,
Brother Dan's a big dude and he likes the cold. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. So they trained and like he did the dog sled thing and all that stuff. He did ice fishing.
Oh wow.
He never did it again. He said that was never. I'm never doing that again. It was.
I can't figure out the whole ice fishing thing. I just can't get my head around it. You dig a hole in the ice, you drive your truck onto the ice, you put a big covering of some sort, either a tent or a house or something over the top.
Right.
You drop it down. You put a game on and you start drinking beer. It literally is like, I can't stand my fucking wife. I need to be as far away from her as possible for 2 or 3 days. Stay the fuck away from me, and I want quiet. It's like the ultimate guy, like, get the fuck away from me. And I'm going to go sit there and get drunk. And I'm not going to deal with anything going on in my life. And then if the thing springs up and I get a little tiny fish, great. But it's the best excuse of I'm going fishing in the middle of the winter. 2 feet of ice. You could hold a Mack truck. And I could just sit there with a little space heater and watch a game.
Have you ever gone cross country skiing?
Yeah, my dad used to force us all the time. I almost died doing it, literally.
Oh, see, Brother Dan did some dog sledding and cross country skiing.
I can really
did it again.
I can cross country ski really well because my father beat it into us. And then when I was 12, right, the last trip my parents ever took before they got divorced, my father took us. And it was about 4:30 and it was getting dusk. And my mom was like, I'm nervous. The boys, I was 12, Ben was 10. He's like, we need to go back to the resort. And my father was like, no, there's one more trek. I want to go and see this. I've wanted to do this the entire time. It's why we're here. We have to go ahead. And we got lost. We got lost, pitch black. It's a resort in New Hampshire that looks literally like The Shining. It's crazy. It's a very famous resort. It's scary looking when you drive up. It's actually like, if you've seen the movie The Shining, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to The Shining. And we got back at about 8:30. And my mom used to told me like, that's when she knew it was over. Like she got divorced. Like in her mind, she was divorcing my father. Right. It was bad. Like they had out looking for us. We were lost in the dark, in the cold with a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. Like we could have died. It was not good. So yes. I can ski.
Warm Fuzzy Stories brought to you by Matthew Perrault.
That was not a warm fuzzy story. That was a danger, scary.
I don't even know how to respond to that. We went out cross country skiing. My dad insisted we keep going. It got dark and we got lost.
Did you? Oh yeah, because like my dad taught us how to be the ability to skate. So you're not on the tracks,
right?
So like you're on there's certain trails. They're like black diamonds for cross-country skiing. Like we were really good at, but we were on these really treacherous, icy, you can't see where you're going downhill really fast in the dark, trees, like you can get seriously hurt going downhill really fast. You get hit by a tree, you run into a tree.
Of course.
It was really not good. It was really a scary, Ben was crying. He's 10. He was cold. Couldn't feel his fingers. Yeah, that was the last time I've ever been on a cross-country skiing trip, but I've done it a couple times as an adult, and I still got it. I can still do it. It's like riding a bike. So no, not fun. OKC is laying, it's down to 9. It was 10.5 this morning, and I couldn't figure it out. Even 9's heavy.
Yep.
Really? I don't care who it is. The Thunder are laying nearly double digits against Charlotte?
Yeah, you got to go get dog money now. It's reversed where you use, for 5 months, you're trying to get favorite money.
Right.
You're always trying, because, the bad guys are coming to bet the dog. Well, they ain't coming no more. We're giving out the Badar lay and all this other stuff and
right.
get against the bad teams. So they're doing it in the basketball. So you're seeing a reverse trend kind of happen where you got to push it up early, because who's waking up today and going, boy, I want to bet the Charlotte OKC game? Nobody.
Right.
So
right.
I got to make a number stick out to somebody, meaning a guy who's betting for real. I need to take a limit bet on a dog. What's the number? It ain't 9. Apparently it's 10.5.
That's what got it.
So that's
down to 9 now.
Now we're coming back.
Now it's 9. Hawks are laying 1 against the Cavs.
Why is this one? This is confusing here.
I'm asking you because I have no clue.
Yeah.
This is one of those
Cavs,
games you're like, wait, what?
Cavs were 4 at Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Just in a back-to-back situation. Like they played at Brooklyn and stayed and played at Brooklyn again. Just last week, I think it was, right?
Laid 4, covered it, laid 3, won by 2. Then beat Houston by 17, laying 14.
And they're dogs today?
Uh-huh.
They're dogs. They're dogs.
Little.
Oh, man. I don't know. Do you think will they be yelling at Donovan Mitchell after the game here in Atlanta if it cost them money?
Can't bet in Georgia, just like Florida. But maybe they might be.
Very interesting. Can't bet in Georgia.
I would not play this.
Can you imagine the bookies in Georgia?
It's coming.
What they're doing down there?
They're trying to get it done. They're trying to get it legal.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of resistance there.
Yeah, which is Alabama, Georgia, Florida.
Close, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of resistance in those 3 states. South Carolina too. Mississippi's got it. Tennessee's got it. All right. NL Central Major League Baseball season preview. You got the Pirates. I got the Cubs for our gear today.
Yep.
Odds to win the division. Is this division going to suck?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's going to suck, right?
When has it not?
Well, the Cardinals are in this division. The Cubs are in this division. The Brewers are in this division. They've had good years in the last 5.
Oh, yeah. No, one or two of the teams is going to obviously win a division and then probably get the wild card. Like the one.
So you think 2 playoff teams are coming out? See, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think 2 playoff teams are coming out of this division. I think 1 is.
It's very possible. It's very possible. But like the other one, it's either usually been Cubs, Cardinals, Brewers. 2015-16, it was Pirates, Cardinals.
Uh-huh.
It hasn't been the Reds for a while. Sorry, Cincinnati. Like you guys have had it rough too. I don't think. Well, we'll ask the chat. This is what we do. It's 11:24 Pacific. It's a good time. We haven't asked the chat anything. We got a bunch of people in here. Who wins this division? I think it's only 2 choices: Cardinals or Brewers.
Fair.
But
I would agree.
who do you guys think is winning the division in the chat? Put it in there. Cubs, Cards. Cubs, Cards. Or no. Brewers, Cards.
Brewers. I don't think the Cubs are winning the division. It's interesting because when you look at just looking at the Cardinals, right? They are significant favorites at DraftKings.
Yeah.
To win the book, to win the division.
Of course.
Don't they have to stay healthy? Every team, but don't the Cardinals really have to stay healthy?
Yeah. They've been feasting off the bottom of this division for a while.
Correct. That's a good point. Yep, they have.
right? The Cardinals have won between 85 and 95 games playing the Pirates, the Cubs, and the Reds a lot of times.
So
There's 20 less division games.
the rotation is Wainwright, Mikolas, Montgomery, Flaherty, and Matz. It's by far the best in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Brewers obviously have Corbin Burns at the top. Woodruff's been very good, but then it gets into some questionable guys like Freddie Peralta, Eric Lawler, Wade Miley.
Wow.
Bullpen
one person. Actually, we got one Brewers in the chat. Contour 22 is the only guy in the chat. It just flowed. I just looked down. Every single one says cards.
It's funny. The
The
Brewers
Brewers have the best individual pitcher, right?
Yep. Corbin Burns. Yep.
He's the best 1 versus 1.
Yep.
Now, after that, what does it say for the Brewers?
Woodruff, who was very good last year, 13-4 with 3.05 ERA.
Right.
Freddie Peralta, which was Eric Lawler, who was inconsistent, and Wade Miley, who's ancient. He is
ancient.
Wade Miley's ancient. Wade Miley. Wainwright is ancient. Yeah, Wainwright is ancient. It's true.
Do you know who
You asked, by the way, you asked me last night, the bet from Circa, best record in April in baseball. Last year, the Brewers started off 32-18, franchise best. They were red hot in April. So
that's April and May.
No, it's March and
32
April.
32-18 is 50 games.
Yeah, but I'm saying they were hot in April.
Oh, yeah. No, they started out good. Yes. You know who's ancient? Have you seen the Pirates rotation?
The Pirates rotation? The Pirates rotation is Mitch Keller, JT Brubaker.
Okay.
Ronci Contreras, Rich Hill. And Vince Velasquez.
How old are you?
Yeah, that's really bad. The best
You
ERA,
and Rich Hill almost share the same birth year.
Correct. You're right. He's 43. That's right. Last year, 8-7 with a 4.27 ERA with the Red Sox. Mitch Keller was 5-12 with a 3.91. JT Brubaker, my guy Cold Brewster. I don't know if you're in the chat or not, but Cold Brewster, fellow Pirate fan, met him here in Vegas a while ago. JT Brubaker is a Yurfie machine. When JT Brubaker is
we
pitching,
rode that wave last summer.
JT Brubaker is an absolute
right here on the show. Yeah, we did that. That was good. Yeah, that you say that starting rotation, and then you say the Cardinals or the Brewers, and politely someone said that the Pirates were going to win a division. That was Konowinski. By the way, Konowinski, I want the information for that Hartford Whaler hat that you posted yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Did you see? He has the most gorgeous Hartford Whaler hat I've ever seen. And he posted it on the Twitter. And he looks great. Trimmed his beard, too, and everything for the picture. Gave it the little point, sideways head turn. I don't know which kid took the picture, but it was damn good.
Yeah.
Konowinski said the Pirates are going to win a division. The Pirates are not going to win a division.
I'll take whatever
that would
you're
be
having.
Awesome if they did.
So here's my question. So last year the Pirates were 62-100, lost 100 games. The Reds were also 62-100, lost 100 games.
Right.
Who loses more
this year?
Yep,
the Reds.
It's interesting. Hunter Green is the quote unquote ace with a 5-13 record of 4.44 ERA last year.
How's that make you feel?
And everyone else is just a bunch of guys, just a bunch of unknowns, Ashcroft and Overton and just pitcher. Their pitching is going to be so bad. I mean, their lineup's going to be so bad. Why is Votto still on this team? Like, why is Joey Votto still on the Reds?
They're paying him,
out
right?
of Cincinnati. I know. Get him out of Cincinnati. Get him out.
What I mean, a lot of times, right, the way baseball careers end really is challenging for teams and players because it just gets to the point where you're literally like a lot of people talk about it that I never got to see, but like because I was too young. But Willie Mays at the end, like you see great players don't know when to walk away,
right?
And then it ends up, they hit 192 They can't catch a ground ball anymore. Weird stuff starts to happen when you go to run from first to second. Like, your hamstrings get pulled, different things happen. I mean, it's a really hard game to play into your 40s.
Right. So
So
you guys are playing the Reds on opening day. Pirates Reds.
tradition,
day.
baby. They've done that for a long time, 100 years. They play the Reds every other year or every
For
third year.
100 years, the Pirates have played the Reds on opening day. Really?
Well, no, the Reds have opened up baseball over 100 years. They play the first day.
Oh,
They
right.
play the
Everyone's
first game.
playing the first day.
No. The Reds play the first game. Like, that was always the start of baseball season, was the Reds through the first pitch. For
Do they this year?
100 years.
Everyone's playing on March 30th.
Yeah. But I think the Reds is the first game.
Huh.
I think they start. They open at home.
The Reds
blah,
play
blah,
the
blah,
first
blah.
game.
But yeah, the Pirates and the Reds are two of the oldest franchises in baseball. You know that. I mean, this is going back. They started back. It's over. They're both over 100 years old.
Well, so a lot of teams are over 100 years old. It's baseball.
How many teams? It was
many
like
teams?
8.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think
lot.
there's 8 over 100 years
There's
old.
only 30 teams in the league. That's a fourth of the league. I mean, it's a lot.
8 out of 30 is 26 out of 30 is 20%. So it's 23%, 25%. Okay. Close.
1/4 of the league. It's over. They are not playing the first game. The first game is the Braves and the Nationals.
Ooh.
And the Giants and the Yankees. Then the Red Sox and the Orioles.
The Giants and Yankees are opening day in New York.
Yep.
Smart.
Welcome to baseball 2023. That's a great deal. So that's smart. Why is that smart?
Because you're playing a California team
in the morning.
In the morning, back east. Smart.
Yeah.
And it's the interleague thing. Genius.
Right. It's genius. It's great scheduling.
Good
Red
work.
Sox open up against the Orioles at 11 at 2:10 Eastern. Milwaukee takes on the Cubs at 2:20 Eastern. Reds don't play until you guys play at 4:10 Eastern time.
In Cincinnati?
In Cincinnati. Yep.
7:10?
4:10 Eastern. 1:10 our time here.
Probably should play it in the day. Just saying.
They are the afternoon.
That's not the day. That's going to turn into night. It's going to be chilly. I don't know. Again, not a weather guy. You're the weather guy. You like to play with meteorologists on here. I would start the games. I would play the games in the daytime, meaning we start at 1:00 wherever we're at.
Yes.
So,
yes,
maybe 2:00. That's it.
Yeah, we're playing Oakland, LA, and Seattle. 7:00 Pacific time starts. Oh no, those are 4:00. So those are 7:00. Yeah, 7:00 Pacific time starts. Yes. So those are your day games. Chicago at Houston's at Dome. That's at 7:00 Eastern, 4:00 Pacific. That's fine.
Yeah.
San Diego hosts against Colorado. St. Louis hosts against Toronto. Miami's hosting the Mets, which I like. Texas hosts Philadelphia, which I like. Tampa hosts Detroit, which I like. But the problems are Washington, New York, Boston, and Chicago being home games. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Especially because they're playing. Washington plays against Atlanta. Flip that. Play that in Atlanta. New York plays against San Francisco. It's cold in San Francisco too, so there's no real benefit there. And Chicago plays Milwaukee, but Milwaukee's a dome. So why not play in Milwaukee?
Right.
Play the dome. Play in the dome. Don't play at Wrigley. It just, whatever. Okay. It doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Corey Kluber is the starting pitcher for the Red Sox on opening day, by the way.
How do you feel about that?
Kind of, I don't know, probably the same way that Bill Belichick felt about Robert Kraft calling out the Lamar Jackson tweet from Meek Mill this morning.
What? He did what?
Robert Kraft told the world that Meek Mill texted him and said that Lamar Jackson wants to be a Patriot.
Robert Kraft and Meek Mill have each other's number?
Well, you obviously don't know the history. Robert Kraft went to prison to help Meek Mill get out of prison.
What?
You don't know this? Robert Kraft and Meek Mill are tight, like real tight.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Robert Kraft and Meek Mill are they're seen together a lot. But when Meek Mill was in prison, Robert Kraft tried to get him out, tried to bail him out, tried to help him out, hired lawyers, like tried to get him out of jail. So Meek Mill is now representing in some ways Lamar. And why did Robert Kraft tell the world about that? So Bill Belichick probably was like, huh, thanks, Robert. Appreciate that. Wow. If you're talking about Mac. Oh, by the way, Lamar wants to be a Patriot. Bill?
Oh, my God.
Because when Robert Kraft was asked about that, Robert Kraft's answer was, well, Bill Belichick makes our football decisions.
Yeah, pass the buck back and forth. That's great. Get back to the baseball.
Hunky-dory in New England between those two.
What the hell's going on right now?
All right, over, under. Cardinals, 88.5 wins.
Good number. Within 2 wins probably either way, right? They win as high as 92. They win, I think, a minimum of 86.
Yes.
Right?
With that lineup, they better win 86 games.
Yeah, I mean,
Goldschmidt, Arenado, Edmund.
What about the pitching staff?
It's old, but again, the DH in the National League makes it less requirement. It's less of a requirement to have a great pitching staff when you can outscore people.
Well, I mean, if I was to play it, I would play it over, but it's going to be really close. You're going to have to sweat this. They're not winning 100 games. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Well, no one in this division is. Brewers 86.5. I would go under this.
This is really good number 2.
Yeah.
Where
are you on Yelich?
Oh man, I don't know. This is like,
right?
I feel like, did we start to see the fade? And like, is this where we're going? Like, sometimes it's a cliff. I mean,
he hit 252 last year.
I know. That's what I mean. Like the hitting for average. But again, we might see some revert back to previous, numbers before the shift became so prevalent in the last couple of years.
Fair.
So he may hit for a higher average. He needs to hit for a higher average if Milwaukee's going to win.
Because his power numbers aren't there. He's never been been a power hitter per se, but he hit 14 home runs last year. He's not a power hitter. He's got to get on base. He's got to be a doubles hitter.
Yeah.
And
I think they're clearly the second best team in the division, and I think the second best team in the division wins over 500. So they're winning a minimum of 82 games.
Right.
I mean, that leaves your window, if you're betting under 86.5, really tight. If you think they're going to win 82, but not 86.5, I'd have to lean a little bit over, I think, with this one.
I think the Cubs might come in second place in the division.
That's what a lot of people were telling me. You're not alone in that thought.
So I think the Cubs are going to come in. I think the Cubs, Dansby Swanson's a huge addition. Cody Bellinger could be, if he's hitting. Hosmer, they got a lot of new faces. Trey Mancini. They've done a lot to try to upgrade their offense. Pitching is still obviously going to be a big question mark. Stroman at the top of their rotation. Talion.
Yeah.
I think that they can win 80 games.
The Cubs.
Yep.
JC from KC. Welcome again, sir. He's doing such a good job with the show and then with the tweets and stuff. You guys should follow him on Twitter, JC from KC87. I took the Cubs over last year, got burned, never again.
I took the Marlins last year and I bet it for 2 units last night. So I just don't learn. So I'm trying to win my money back. I bet one unit. I bet a unit last year. I bet 2 this year. I was like, I doubled down on that. So I don't subscribe to that same philosophy. Bet the Cubs last year. It sucked. Bet them again.
Who's the first baseman for the Cubs?
Eric Hosmer. Gold glove. No bat, but gold glove.
Swanson's there, right?
Shortstop. Yep.
Like, how'd they get him to go there? I guess they paid him.
Money.
Sometimes it's just money.
Money.
It's always about the money. It usually is.
Back in the rotation sucks,
I don't know.
But
it's what I mean. Like, when you look at this, like 76.5 wins is, you got to be basically 500.
Mm-hmm. What if Cody Bellinger goes back to Cody Bellinger?
Got a bad hole in his swing, man.
He does. But what if he fixes it?
Oh,
he won the MVP in 2019.
Yeah, I know.
This is not that long ago.
It wasn't. That's how fast. That's how when you have success in baseball offensively over the course of a decade, how
Mhm.
good are those guys?
Mhm.
Like, especially now with the way that pitchers can, I mean, they can basically, throw a ball 60 feet, 6 inches away and hit a dot the size
Right.
of a pinhead. They watch film, and it's not film anymore, but it's video. They know every tendency you have and what you're thinking before you do it, and yet you still produce. I would bet Cubs under. I don't think they I think they I don't believe the hype.
Wore the hat. Cubs over Cardinals. Cubs come in second place.
Wait,
Cardinals win the
Cardinals
division,
win a division.
but over the
Oh, you
Brewers.
said Cubs over Cardinals.
I think the Cubs are going to be
You're gonna
very.
get these Chicago people all fired up.
I think the Cubs are going to be live. I think the Cubs are in the contention to win the division. I do. I think the Cubs and the Cardinals are going to be battling it out.
You know my place, the Omelet Cafe here in
Yep.
town. That's Chef Iggy.
Yep.
Big friend of the show. Diehard Cubs fan. Grew up in the bleachers. He
Let's
just
go.
told me last week. He said the Cubs are winning. He
Yeah.
said the Cubs are going 500.
Yes, I agree with him about the over. Cubs, and I think the Cardinals could be 81, 82, 83, somewhere in that range.
Look
To win
at
the division?
this. 7-1 to win a division. Would you take a shot at that?
The Cubs, yes.
You would.
Yeah, I would. Absolutely. 100%. In particular,
When you
because
only
they'll
have to
spend.
beat the Cardinals, right?
And the Cubs could spend.
The Cubs could spend.
They could go get somebody at the deadline. They can make, if they're in the contention to win the division, the Cubs would go and spend. I've never liked St. Louis because it's just wannabe Boston.
What are you?
St. Louis is wannabe Boston.
What?
It is. You ever been there?
No,
it's so wannabe.
one of the places I've never been.
It's so wannabe Boston. It's unbelievable. It's so funny. They love their baseball. It's great. We beat them every time we play them now. They beat us in the beginning, but then last two times in the World Series, we beat them. So in my lifetime, we're 2-0 against them in the World Series, which I'm happy about. Fine, you can say you didn't play them when they played pools. I don't care. Fine. That's true. But it's just wannabe Boston. They love their baseball. They're all in on baseball all the time. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Fine. They love drinking like Boston does, and
I think you have a perception that people want to be like Boston a little too much. Like, I don't think St. Louis even thinks about Boston. to
you're
be
dead
perfectly
wrong.
honest.
I'm telling you, I went to St. Louis every year for Arch Madness. I've spent a
Okay.
lot of time in St. Louis. That is not true.
Wait, for the people that don't know what you're saying, Arch Madness. No, he did not mispronounce it. This is the
Everyone knows what
Arch
Arch Madness. You're the only one.
Nobody
didn't know
knows
about.
shit about
That's
what
wrong.
Arch Madness is.
So many
Explain it.
people. Hey, the chat asked, did you know the MVC, the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament, has been known as Arch Madness for 25 years?
There's people in the real world that don't even know where the Missouri Valley Conference is.
It's in the Missouri Valley.
Which is where?
On the Mississippi, which makes no sense.
I mean, this was another geography lesson. Nobody, we don't even know who's in the Missouri Valley Conference. Who is in the Missouri Valley Conference for real?
You don't know,
Drake?
really? Drake, Illinois State, Southern Illinois, Indiana State, Evansville.
All well-meaning institutions.
Illinois, Chicago.
But I mean, seriously,
Chicago
there's a lot
State.
of people all over the United States that are hearing this for the first time ever.
That's
Arch
not
Madness.
true. Most people who followed college basketball know where the Missouri Valley Conference is.
They don't know it's called Arch Madness. People think you're dropping the M, like you're missing the M. It's called Arch Madness. The Missouri Valley Conference tournament is called
See?
Arch Madness.
Kevin Whitrock's right. If you're in the Midwest, you know it's called Arch Madness.
I didn't even know there was a come and go. I mean, I didn't know about this Arch Madness till I met you.
Well, yeah. Yes, Matt is the Bostonian, guys. This is true. But it also makes a lot of sense that people I'm telling you right now, St. Louis wants to be Boston. St. Louis fans will get all mad about that, but it's true. But boy, do they hate the fact the Red Sox.
Drake, Bradley,
I think the Red Sox are 8-2 8-2 in the last 10 World Series games against the Cardinals.
Oh my God.
I think that's what it was in 2018. They won it 4-2, and then the sweep in 2004. So
Whitrock said Pittsburgh should know the Arch Madness since they're in the Midwest, according to you.
correct. 100% right. That's very true. That's a very accurate representation. But I've always liked Cubs. I've always been I'm Cubs and the Red Sox are simpaticos. So I've always been prevalent and lean towards the Cubs. So I'm pulling for the Cubs.
True. St. Louis has no other sport to cheer for. Although they do have the Blues.
That's true. And they play. Do you know where they play?
Tell me.
In the building that they host Arch Madness. That's where they play Arch Madness. At the Enterprise Center. It used to be called the Scott Trade Center.
Oh. Like Enterprise Rent-A-Car?
Based in St. Louis. Headquarters.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Now they play at the Enterprise Center. It used to be called Scott Trade because Scott Trade's based in St. Louis too.
Oh. Now it all comes together.
It all clicks. Yep.
Okay.
There's many of Blue Jay basketball bars. There's a bar right underneath the arch, which is
Toronto
about half
Blue Jays bars?
No, Blue Jays. Creighton Blue Jays.
Oh. I thought you meant we're talking about baseball. I got baseball in my mind.
Arch Madness, talking about basketball.
Right.
Creighton Blue Jays is a bar. There was a Creighton Blue Jays bar that everybody in Omaha always went, took over the whole entire bar. And then we go from the bar to the casino. Casino was about half mile up the road.
Did you walk?
Yeah, you had to or it was before Ubers. So this is before I'm old, so before the kids got all the fun transportation. But it's begins with an L, has a French name. If you guys know St. Louis, what's the French named casino that's there? It's a nice one.
Can we go do a show there?
Absolutely. They love to gamble in St. Louis. Whoa. Drinking and gambling. Our people. St. Louis is our people.
I don't know if I think I told the story once in the year. When I drove from Pittsburgh to Arizona, when I made the move, I drove from Pittsburgh to St. Louis on one day.
Damn.
I just needed 12? To keep going.
12?
Yeah, it was about that. Yeah.
Okay.
I left. I said goodbye to my mom and dad. I cried until I got to Columbus. So it was about 3 hours. I was just crying. I was like, all right, I'm going to go. Kept going. Got to St. Louis. I'm exhausted. But I had just won a pool in Pittsburgh, and I had money on me. So I went to the casino. It wasn't in a great part of town, but it was.
Was it East St. Louis or St. Louis, St. Louis?
I believe it was in the East St. Louis.
Oh, no. That's Illinois. That's not St. Louis. East St. Louis is in Illinois, which is really funny.
I don't know where I was.
But East St. Louis is that's where Nellie's from, is East St. Louis.
And I went up and got out of the car, got the hotel room, and then across the street, I could see the light was a St. Louis casino. So I went and I said, I'm going to go play blackjack. And I sat down and the cards were running right and my thinking was right. And I made like 800 in 20 minutes.
Lumineer Place is the one I was thinking of.
Lumineer?
Yep, that's the casino in St. Louis.
Okay.
That's the French sounding casino. You probably played at the Horseshoe, which is right by East St. Louis.
I can't remember what the name of it was, but I know I made 800 in like 20 minutes. I said, all right, good night. See you later. Went and took the money, grabbed some sort of fast food, went and ate, and then got up and drove again all the way to OKC. But yeah, I did St. Louis, Pittsburgh to St. Louis to OKC, OKC to some place called Tucumcari, New Mexico, and then Tucumcari to Phoenix. Yeah.
When I did that, when I moved from Des Moines to Boston, when I moved home, I stopped in Cleveland for 4 hours, and that's the only time I stopped the whole way home.
You didn't stop and sleep over one night anywhere?
One night. I did it. It was supposed to be
You took a 4-hour nap. That was it?
Yeah. I had to get home. I was like, it was moving home for 12 years. It was like, I just had to go. I just went. I just drove. I stopped for 4 hours, got myself, 4 hours of sleep, and then got up and kept going. I did it. I think I did it like 14, 15 hours or something like that. Pushed it through. Car completely jammed full of all my stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, I drove the Toyota Celica out. I had golf bags, I had hockey equipment, and I had like some clothes. And I was like, yeah, I'm moving to Arizona. See you later. I'll come back for the rest. Bye.
I shipped it all. So, all right. Last one is the Reds. Well, no, sorry, your Pirates. 67.5 wins.
I don't know. Initially, there's a lot of promises and parallelograms that like this over. Maddie, our friend from WinBet, and I were exchanging numbers. Like, we still do it all the time. We like to give each other shit because he's a Reds fan and I'm a Pirate fan. So I'm like, what's the number? this year. I said, I know the Pirates number. It's 63.5. And he's laughing. I said, why? I said, it's the same number every year. Pirates are going to lose 100 games, yes or no? I said, I give you the wiggle room this year because it's 99. So if they go 63, 99, okay, that's fine. I said, but what's the Reds number? I said, because that should be 60. I was giving him the trash talk back and forth.
65.5.
Right. So I think the division thing changes a little bit.
Agreed.
Because they get to play other bad teams now a little more often.
Or better teams, but they also play more good teams.
Yes,
the division sucks. I think this hurts teams like the Reds and the Pirates because when you play less division teams, the bad teams in Central, you can beat them because you know them, you've played them. So you're going to play more teams that are quality, meaning you're playing more teams at the top of the AL East, AL Central, AL West.
Yeah, but now we get our shot with Oakland. We get our shot with the Nationals.
Which you could lose, though. Right. They feel the same way.
Buccos aren't losing those games. I like the Pirates over. I liked it over 64.5 and 67.5. It might be a little bit too late because they're probably going to win between 65 and 70 games. It's going to fall between 65 and 70 games.
Mm-hmm.
I will be shocked if the Pirates win 75 games.
Under.
Shocked. You like under 67.5?
I like under Pirates 67.5, under 65.5 for the Reds.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Reds and tell me that you want to consciously bet over 65.5. I mean, seriously, that's a tough look right there. Good luck with that.
I mean, they're horrible. The Reds are.
It's bad.
Offensively and defensively, they're awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they are just tanking. They're praying for somebody to hit in the minors, somebody to get, they lost 100 games for the first time in 40 years last year. That's bad.
They've been losing in the 90s for a while, though.
They have, but 100 games that's a branding, though. I mean, you lose 100 games, that's tough.
Right.
So I hope this Stevenson kid can play. Their catcher, Tyler Stevenson, only played 50 games last year, but if he can get back to his rookie of the year form, see what he can do for them. It's weird because there are some guys I really like a lot, but there's other guys like Jonathan India needs to get off that roster. I want Jonathan India on a good team. I like him a lot. He's a fun player.
Yeah.
Get him on a contender at the trade deadline.
Why can't you let good players stay on bad teams until they get good? Why do you always want to
ship India is good
players?
India is good now. I hate good players wasting on shit franchises.
I know you do. Nuts. You want to trade them all the time.
Yes, get them off there. Yes, get them on and get into a team that's good. Get them into a contender. Yes, absolutely. I have no problem with using major league teams as quadruple A farm systems. I have no problem.
That is complete bullshit. And if we were
the
in
Pirates
person
have
in
been
the studio, I would throw something at you right now because they've been doing this shit with the Pirates for years.
They are a quadruple A franchise. Yes, that's what the Pirates are. That's what the Reds are. Your job is to develop talent, and we come and take it from you. That is your job. Yes.
Fucking show's over. That's it. Now I'm fucking mad. I don't get mad. No, you're fucking.
We come get you when we come get your players when it's time. When it's time to go get a guy like a Garrett Cole and put it on a roster that's going to win.
Former Pirate.
They go and do it. That's what I mean. Right, former Pirate. There's numerous. There's hundreds of guys over the years you can go through. Cardinals and the Reds and Pirates. The National League Central has been the American League East farm system for years. Absolute years.
Complete bullshit.
That's what it is. That's how it rolls.
Akbar, don't egg him on. Akbar, my guys, is in the chat. He said it's 100% correct, Matt. Don't egg him on.
He's right.
Bullshit.
Okay. Do you want to go to the Final Four? Because you will have more of a chance to buy Final Four tickets than you will to buy Taylor Swift tickets in Dallas. Final Four's in Houston. Final Four's in Houston. Taylor's in Arlington at Jerry's World. You can't get into Taylor Swift. You can go for $150. You can go to the Final Four this weekend.
This is crazy.
This is bad. Houston. I mean, they were mad. I remember when I was living in Houston and working in sports radio in Houston, there was always this anger that the last time they had the Final Four, they had Butler in the Final Four, and it killed all the ticket prices. It killed all the parties. It was Duke versus Butler in the final game. That last shot from Gordon Hayward, that half-court shot that hit the backboard, then the rim that bounced out, that Duke won the national championship. Butler being there was just catastrophic. It dropped down all the hotel rates. Everybody canceled their tickets, blah, blah, blah.
Wasn't it in Indianapolis?
I thought that, it was Butler was in the Houston Final Four, because I remember people were always really angry.
Because was that the next year that was in Indianapolis then? I mean, I thought that was a good thing that Butler was in it.
No, it was bad. In Houston, it was bad.
Okay. In Houston, it was bad. Yeah.
Hold on, because I just remember everybody whined about it. They were like, "Oh, this is."
Well, they're going to whine about this because they were hoping to get a Texas school in
Correct.
it, right? Houston.
They had 2 shots. They had Houston and Texas.
Texas.
Both to get in.
And that would have been a monster.
This is the 4th time that they've hosted the Final Four, and they're pissed. Like, they are pissed because ticket prices are absolutely plummeting to get into this game. Easy ticket. If you want to go to the Final Four, it is an easy ticket at the moment to get in.
Tyler said, let's all go to Houston and party for the weekend.
$155
Gets us
get
all
in
3
price
games?
to the Saturday games.
That gets us Saturday. Two Final Four games for $150. That ain't bad.
It ain't bad. Are you kidding me? It's once in a lifetime type stuff. Like, that's, I mean, this is like
Is it though? Like, I mean, I'm starting to like look at these prices for tickets, and I've been saying this for years because I got 3 kids. Like,
right.
Going to games is becoming very unaffordable in a lot of ways. And like going to big events, they still get these crazy prices for these big events like this, right? They're special, they're one-time things, and they're games the most meaningful. Houston is hosting the Final Four, and they got San Diego State playing Florida Atlantic, and they got UConn, which we all know how you feel about the state of Connecticut, but UConn against Miami, Florida, who just realized they have a basketball team like 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to blow your mind. It is more expensive for 2 tickets to go see the NIT Final Four here in Vegas than it is to go to the Final Four in Houston, the real Final Four.
Come on.
Get-in price right now on StubHub is $222 per ticket to go watch North Texas and UAB.
It's going to be a hell of a game.
We'll talk about it in a second, but it's Wisconsin, North Texas, and it's UAB versus, I forget the
Utah Valley, baby.
Utah Valley, yeah.
They're steaming against Utah Valley. Utah Valley's the side.
Okay. But
game's going over, too.
But that's, I mean, right now, it's cheaper to go to the actual Final Four than it is to go to the NIT Final Four.
I would have lost my house. Right? If you'd have said which one is a higher price ticket, I'd have said I'd have bet it all and then some on the NCAA. I mean, there's only 7,000 seats over to Orleans, so I mean, it makes sense.
You can get tickets to the Final Four on Ticketmaster right now for $100. Houston Chronicle has reported that the game on Monday, the national championship game, get-in price is $75. The national championship game, $75 to get in.
Keep playing at these big football stadiums. It makes a lot of sense. Wow.
Didn't expect it to be UConn versus, Florida.
I mean, Atlantic. It ain't easy to travel right now, like with the plane tickets and stuff too. Sometimes plane tickets are super expensive. I don't know.
It was $100 to fly from Vegas to Houston for this weekend. It's from this side of the country, not expensive. We could go do the entire trip, the Final Four trip right now, per person. Get in, flights, hotel, one night, Saturday night, fly in Friday night, stay Friday, fly out Saturday night, back to Vegas. All encompassing could probably cost us $300. Go to the Final Four.
I'm gonna shoot my shot with the wife today.
You want in? I'm in. I will go. If you want to go, we can go. It's not hard. I'm serious. It's not hard. And it's easy to get around in Houston. So it's not hard. Hotels are not going to be expensive. Hotels will be dirt cheap.
Do we have brigade members down there?
In Houston? I mean, I've got people. I mean, I used to work there, so I got people.
Right. Brandon Vonderhaar is on campus at San Diego State. He said it's crazy there right now.
It should be. You guys are in the Final Four.
That's awesome, man.
I remember when UMass was in the Final Four, it was stupid. We were on spring break. We came back from spring break to watch the Final Four game.
Had to be fantastic.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I told you we rioted. We lost and rioted because Kentucky beat us.
Oh, brother Dan just came in and said, "No shot, Dave is going. No shot." Dan, happy belated birthday to you. My brother Dan turned, I believe it was he's 72, 51 on March 25th. Today's the 28th. I sent him a little personal video.
Nice.
That he probably laughed for like 2 seconds, and then he said, "My brother is such a jagoff." But he came in. Dan, if you could do me a favor, can you text Jess and say, "Listen, Dave needs to go to the show with Perrault, needs to go to the game. Dan, put in a good word for me, please. Please." I mean, I'll take care of you any way I can. You know that. Like, seriously, it's a good idea. Please.
NIT in the Final Four tonight here in Vegas. North Texas -1.5 against Wisconsin. The total for this game is 114.5. Are you kidding me? This is the basketball
and this ticket costs more than
this ticket is more expensive than the actual Final Four.
114.5.
I mean, this is paint dry basketball. Holy crap.
Are they using a shot clock at all for this
thing?
Like, are they just
drop it at 25 seconds? If they do, they should make an arrangement. Say, okay, guys, it's 25 seconds now. We're dropping the shot clock down.
Brother Dan said he doesn't have enough pool to make that happen. He does have enough pool. He knows why. Jessica still has that twinkle in her eye for Brother Dan.
Wow.
She always did. Oh, yeah. Brother Dan still has the magic. I don't know about any magic tonight, Perrault. My God.
Nope.
I mean, just again, I haven't seen North Texas play 1 second of one game all season. I would bet Wisconsin in the game.
Big Ten. He's going to say you Big Ten homer. This is where your Big Ten roots are coming through.
Complete mark on the Big Ten.
You're a Big Ten homer on this.
But isn't this the game?
You and Izzo.
That they win? Like,
who?
This is Wisconsin.
I don't know.
This is the ugliest basketball game, and this might be the lowest total that I think I've seen
this
in
year.
20 years.
114.5 is stupid. Like, that's just
pre-game total. I can't remember like 118 was the number where I would look around and go, guys, seriously, is this right? Like, when you get under 120, because you'll see this in game.
Double digits, 92, 93.
You will see this, yes, with a little bit of a slow start. This 114.5 goes to, if it closes 114 or 114.5, immediate slow start, it goes to below 110 to around the 105 mark, and then you hover. I used to sit there and do this, especially like with Wisconsin games and teams like this, probably teams in the Missouri Valley. I distinctly remember like some Illinois State.
Oh, yeah.
Illinois, Chicago.
Southern Illinois more than anything.
Paint dry.
Yeah. They
in game.
Yes.
Did they play on Thursday nights a lot?
Yep.
They a Thursday night league? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to pick those games.
Thursday, Saturday is what they played a lot of times.
Exactly. Thursday, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to pick those games a lot on Thursdays because there's only 3 or 4 NBA games. So I would do more college games on the menu, and I had to do those games. When you like to cross over that line to go to double digits in a college basketball game total, you really got to be like, shit, this is terrible. Like, this is bad. Like, we got to go get an over bet. Everybody keeps betting under. Holy God. We got to do something. You're going to see double digits tonight in this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
UAB is laying 4.5 against Utah Valley. That total is 151.5. This is going to be like two different sports playing back to back.
Complete opposite.
Right.
Game goes over. Right. And I like
this game.
Utah
I want to
Valley.
watch. I want to watch this game.
This is
the first game. I have no interest. What's weird about Vegas is like, and this is one of the things that I've always been disappointed. You found people who still sell tickets, but like, one of the fun things about sporting events was always like, you'd wait right before the game started or right after the game was starting, and you could get a ticket for like $10 to get in, like a hard paper ticket.
Yeah.
You can't do that at the Orleans. There's no one stands outside the Orleans selling tickets.
No, you just go right up to the. You just go. Well, tonight they might be, because they were there when Blewett and I went. There
Right?
were guys out in the parking lot on the opposite side of A, the entrance.
Right.
It says gate A. They were out in the parking lot with paper tickets, and I said, "Hey," I said, "Look," I said, "these guys got tickets. This is like, I feel like we're back in 1996. This is awesome." And he's like, "Shut up. We have tickets on our phone. Go inside." I'm like, "Come on, let's see if we can." He's like, "Stop. The tickets are already on my phone. Let's go."
9
So-
games with a total of 116 or less this year, and North Texas played in 7 of them, according to
Holy
Tyler,
crap.
our friend BetSmart. The under
That's a
went 3
God.
and 4 in those games.
Oh my goodness.
But the books obviously are they're clearly not a fan of North Texas's offense
No.
in the way they play. UAB has a chance. Like this would be, I always look in the NIT. I'm like, okay, so whose team cares? Utah Valley cares. UAB cares. North Texas cares. Does Wisconsin?
Was that bright?
I don't know.
Holy cow.
I don't know. Does
This
Wisconsin
is
actually
the
care?
brightest BVB hat we've ever made.
It's nice.
What do you think of that? Yeah.
I would have filled in the dollar sign. It gets washed a bit. It's nice though.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next time. Black dollar sign.
Yeah,
with the white.
or just a green.
Right.
Just get the green dollar sign to fill it in.
Yeah, it's too
That'd
many
work.
colors. Boy, that's killing my camera. My camera doesn't know what to focus on right now. That's too.
Like, we
That's
don't
too
have to go.
bright. Yeah.
All right, so some hockey here. Last night, 4 games pushed in the NHL last night. Numbers
Pretty
are good
good.
right now. Numbers are good right now. How about
Numbers
that?
are good.
I was impressed. One night.
Yeah,
It's not
big
bad.
big card tonight. Did you go crazy tonight?
Not yet, but we can get to it. So the Kings have had a point in 12 straight games, but they're dogs against Calgary tonight.
Why?
You tell me. Kings the side,
Yes,
right? Kings feel
I
like the
think
side.
so.
Kings feel like
But
the
again,
side.
Calgary's been a little bit of a bugaboo. I've been not great with the Calgary games, but yes, I would only play the Kings pregame here. Yes, they've been really
I-
good. This game's been going over too. See the total in this game is 6 instead of 6.5.
I don't know
I
why.
don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
So if you look at the standings, the Kings, for as hot as they've been, are 2 games back of the Golden Knights in the Pacific.
2 points back. Or
Sorry, 2
games.
points. Sorry.
2
2
points,
points
yeah.
back. Thank you. It's 2
Yes.
points back. They've gone
Right.
8-0-2 over their last 10 games and picked up very little on the Golden Knights because they're 8-2. 4 games in a row they've won, 3 games in a row for the Golden Knights. Calgary this year, they are out of the playoffs right now. 4 points back of the Winnipeg Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They're desperate. I think the books are saying they need it because they're running out of games. And that's why Calgary's favored.
Huh.
I think this
I
is
think
just
you're
like
saying Calgary's favored because they know they're going to take bets on Calgary. That's
Okay.
all that is well and good, but I don't know.
it's a bigger game for Calgary.
The game should be pick 'em, right? Like I mean,
yeah.
maybe 115 on Calgary because they're home. I mean, are
Mhm.
we getting a backup goalie and all this other stuff? I don't know.
Not that I know of. I mean, it looks like it's
Right.
all, up
Yeah,
and up. So the Oilers are at Vegas tonight.
Yeah,
Edmonton
they're
is
favored.
laying 122 on this.
They're favored in Vegas
This
off
is
a
odd.
back-to-back.
This is odd. I'll admit this is strange.
What am I missing here?
I don't know. I mean, I watched a lot of the Oiler game last night, and I don't know. I don't understand this at all personally. But the Oilers, I mean, they need this. They have 93 points. Kraken have 88 points, 5 points back. They're in the
Cost
playoffs. but-
notwithstanding, tonight in Vegas, Edmonton Oilers at the Vegas Golden Knights
Yep.
or the NIT semifinals. 2 games.
This game, hockey, 100% is a better game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is McDavid. This is Connor McDavid. This is, are you kidding me? A total of 114.5, or go watch McJesus? Go watch McJesus.
With a total of 7, Perrault.
Yeah. 6.5 what I bet, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 7. It's painted 7. Like there's
be.
not a 6.5 available anywhere.
Yeah, there was last night.
Unless FanDuel decided to get off the radar and do it now.
Let's see. Did FanDuel go to 7 like everybody else? FanDuel they have at 6.5 minus 160 to the over.
Boy, they're doing some work. Yesterday they got everybody if they laid under 7.5, right?
Yep.
They got
fell 7.
It fell 7.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that, and it backfired. If you laid that juice, that was the number. Be pretty surprised if this game don't go over, right?
100%.
This is a 4-3 game as well, minimum.
Yeah, it might be higher. It might be 5-3. There might be 8 goals scored in this game. Vegas has been very odd. They started the whole year as an under team at home, and they've just completely flipped. And they're now a straight over team. They're 7-3 to the over at home over their last 10 games.
Wow.
And we know what the Oilers are. The Oilers are simply, they're 8-2 on the road to the over.
Oh, it says likely. Addison says likely Skinner for Edmonton. Last night I read it was going to be Campbell.
Doesn't matter. Either goaltender doesn't matter. They both have a 3.3, 3.4 goals against. You penciled them in for giving up 3
The
goals.
Knights are live, though, no?
To win the game, 100% they're live to win the game. Yes.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be a really fun hockey game.
Oh, it's the game of the night.
I mean,
there's a couple really good games, but
no, there's really good games in the NHL tonight. I mean, but this is definitely one you look at and go, yeah, game of the night.
Tampa, Carolina is a playoff game.
That's next. What do you make of that? Yeah. Hurricanes are minus 142.
I absolutely really like the Hurricanes.
Right? What is going on with Tampa?
I don't know, but again, I know the numbers a little bit lower, probably because of the respect that people have for Tampa in the marketplace. They're going to bet them. If you give them too big of a plus, that's the first bet you take, But I still think Carolina's really the best challenger for the Bruins in the East. I don't know, man. Like this is surprising to me that this isn't 140 or 150. I mean, this is painted 125 or 130 right now.
I mean, I got to admit, we've made these jokes a lot. Toronto might beat Tampa.
Which
is crazy to say.
Playoffs are going to be incredible. I cannot wait.
That comment a month ago, I would have laughed at myself. I'm like, give me a break. I don't know. Toronto is playing well enough, and the Tampa Bay Lightning look exhausted. They played so much hockey.
March 28th. We got enough people in here in the chat. Put it through right now. TOR or TB. If they're playing in a head-to-head series,
they are.
I mean, there's just no other way. It can't match up any other way.
Yep.
You had to bet it right now in the chat. Who would you bet, Toronto or Tampa? Toronto's a minus 150 favorite. Something like that.
That big. Wow.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be. I would think. So I don't know. Put in who you like, and
Tampa, by the way,
this thing flow.
They're 17, 19, and 1 straight up on the road this year.
Tampa
is good. Yeah.
First bet is Tampa. Toronto. Valentino says it should have beat them last year.
Fine, that's true, but they didn't because it's Toronto. Leafs always fall in the spring.
Tampa Bay. Leafs always fall in the spring. I like it. Tampa Bay. Leafs suck. Wow, Pierre, don't have to get so nasty so quickly.
They do, but Nate thinks it's minus 200 for Toronto. Woo! $2. It's expensive. No, I know Boston. Don't put Boston. We're not worried about either one of those teams right now from a Bruin perspective.
Right.
Not worried about either one. Let them knock each other out. Bruins are going to take on the Islanders.
A lot of TBs. I mean, that's what I mean. I don't think you can make it that heavy. I mean, only because what if Tampa wins game 1? That's always the thing I used to say, like, wait a second. How are they 300 to win the series, but they're minus 140 the first game?
By the way, did you ever want to wear 0 in sports?
No. Never.
Anybody on your
You?
team ever want to wear 0? No, I never liked it. But in basketball, I got it because it was just the fist. So from a ref perspective, it was easy.
Right.
The NFL
No.
disapproved.
No, because there was a line in one of the movies back then that they called him 0 because that's what his mother said he would amount to. And I couldn't get it out of my head. And I'm going to put that on my back and give somebody a reason to call me 0. Like, how many points you got tonight? Yeah. That's your number on your jersey. Like, I didn't want to give him no reason, so I would never wear it.
The NFL just passed it that you can wear 0 now.
I get that 0 appeal for me to wear 0.
It's odd.
Yeah.
00. Once you have 1-0, it's like 00. It's a roulette wheel.
SoCal DJ just came in with his pick for the Tampa and Toronto series. ODU.
Wow. There you go.
He went ODU for Mikey. Awesome.
Finally,
strong,
Blues, Vancouver, total of 6.5.
Over. No.
I have a bet on this. No.
You like this game under?
Yes.
Did we not discuss this last night?
Yes, and I gave you all this. I gave you all of the stats as to why this game's going under.
I understand, and yet St. Louis was minus what last night when we talked?
Minus 110. It's minus 110 both sides.
It's minus, yeah. It's last night I saw minus 125 on St. Louis.
They were a slight favorite, yeah.
Yeah, that was wrong. And the market has woke up and adjusted to that. But
I mean, is it wrong if it's 10 cents? That makes the market wrong?
No, it doesn't make it wrong. It just means that somebody corrected the price. That's all.
Right.
Or somebody was offering something to put it out there to see. And they got it.
Demko, Binnington's back, like I told you last night. And I think him off the suspension, he has been god awful. Hopefully he was just tired. And the suspension will get him some rest. And he'll come back. Bless you.
He's the confirmed starter.
He is. Demko is the projected starter, not confirmed yet for Vancouver.
Very nice.
He's been good. I mean, Demko he's been good.
Yeah, he's been great. Vancouver's playing as good as anybody in the NHL right now. What did they?
He's given up 20
last 10. They've been really good.
21 goals in 10 games here in the month of March. It's pretty good.
Wow.
So,
all right.
We'll get the Sports Grid. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're back tomorrow. Same place, same time on the Sports Grid Network. For you guys who are on Twitter and YouTube, it is time for bonus BVB. Do not move. More to come. Okay, you guys on the bonus side, you get better to book it. Let it bees. We have another Bedard lay. Did not hit last night, but the reload did hit.
What didn't hit last night?
The Montreal game, like you said, because it's fake hockey.
Such
shootouts are such bullshit. Fake hockey.
This Buffalo's causing people some serious angst.
It was fine because I just reloaded Edmonton and Colorado, and that hit to take care of the cover, so it was fine. I was flat, but it was just stupid. It was just dumb. I couldn't believe it. I mean, the goalie for Buffalo it was 1-0 in the shootout. He had it in his hands, in his glove, and it squirted right out under his leg into the net. It sucked. And then the next time he gave up the game-winning goal for Toronto for Montreal. So I can't tell you. Every time a game I'm betting and I have a side and it goes to a shootout, I lose. It's like clockwork. It's unbelievable. Like I cannot win shootout bets. It's unbelievable. But tonight we have this: Stars, Jets, Rangers. The Sharks are taking on the Jets. The Sharks have lost 9 games in a row. The Blackhawks are taking on the Stars. Blackhawks have lost 5 games in a row. Stars are 21-10-5 on the road this year. And the Rangers are taking on the Blue Jackets, who are 9-22-5 at home, which is
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Let's give the teams that we like first.
Rangers, Jets, Stars. It's right on the screen.
I understand, but not a lot. Some people are listening. Some people are going to listen later.
I just said Rangers,
the
Jets,
Bedard
Stars.
lay is Rangers, Jets, Stars.
Stars.
Now we go back and say the Rangers are playing Columbus. Give me the Columbus stat.
9-22-5 at home, straight up. Rangers are
22-5 on the road.
So on the road, sorry. Yes, on the road. Sorry.
Right.
And Rangers are 21-12-4 at home.
Okay. Now the Jets are playing on the road at San Jose, and this is the last game of the time. You guys are back east. You'll be way asleep by the time this game finishes, most likely. The Jets are playing at San Jose. The line is around minus 200. Give me the Jets stat or the
Jets
Sharks
are
stat.
19, 18, and 1 on the road, but the Sharks have lost 9 games in a row, and they're 6, 20, and 10 at home.
God, are they bad? Okay. And now the Stars are playing at Chicago. Damn it, Perrault. We got 2 road teams for the Bedard late today.
I'm fine. The Blackhawks have lost 5 games in a row.
Okay.
They're 14, 19, and 7 at home straight up. And the Stars are 21, 10, and 5 on the road straight up.
I love the fact that the Stars win the games on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I
think
think
on the road.
I think we got to bet this at plus 173. I think we got to. Oh God, I hate these 2 teams on the road.
Yeah,
the Rangers are beating Columbus at home. The line has ballooned up to minus 440. Like it's a hockey game.
Yep.
You're supposed to think anything can happen. It's minus 440, and I think I would fucking lay it.
Right.
Like that's so ridiculous to even say.
Columbus is dead. They're done.
Columbus is done.
These 3 teams who I've bet against have 53, 53, and 54 points.
Yeah, these are the 3 right
3 worst teams. These are the 3 worst teams in the NHL who have no incentive to win any more games.
Right.
Just lose because they want
Perrault, would you? I'm going to ask Perrault. He's in the chat. He's watching it. Hopefully, he's in the office right now over at the DK new offices. Johnny, I got to come meet up. We got to meet up for lunch or dinner or something. But we got to see if we can get me in. I just want to walk through the offices with you and
take a look at the operation. Right.
Yeah. What would Perrault do? I think you bet it. I think you do.
Okay. All right. Vegas, Edmonton over 6.5.
Yes, bet it.
It's not 7, but
yeah, I don't think you can find a 6.5. That's all right. 7 unders juiced, so you can bet 7 even money or 7 plus money. I think we get there. I think we get 7. At worst, you push. Who don't score 4 goals in this game? That's all I got to figure out. Then I can play the side. I think both teams score 4 goals. Isn't this 5-4 final?
That's what I said.
6-4, something like that.
I think 5-3 is in play. Yeah, I think a 5-3 final is definitely in play. And really, which version? If it is, let's see, is it quick? It is.
We're going to have to start getting Perrault on the show. I don't want to get him in trouble, but we could ask Johnny to come on the show. That'd be pretty good, Johnny
from the trading room.
Well, I don't know if he has to be at the actual trading room doing it, but if he's allowed to do it and not get in trouble, we could have him on the show because he could give us some insights into stuff. And young kid looking at stuff.
Yeah, Quick is likely. Skinner is unconfirmed. We don't know who's playing in that for Edmonton at the moment, but
I'm better with it if it's Campbell. If it's Campbell, I'm really like it.
Yeah, Ottinger's in net for the Stars, and Binnington's in net for the Blues. So, and it's Igor's unconfirmed. Hutchinson's in net for Columbus.
Oh shit! What if we don't get Igor? That's okay. I don't care. I'd rather get Igor.
I don't care. I'm not worried. This is a bet I'm making. I don't care the goaltenders. These teams are I'm betting the worst. It's the worst teams. Doesn't matter who's in net. Doesn't matter who's playing. They're tanking. Let's see. Third bet. Another parlay for you. So the B's and C's parlay today is minus 200. Okay. So you have
minus 200.
Yeah, you have to add
just on a money line.
So you have to add a third leg.
So to put into context, the Celtics are playing at Washington. They're minus fucking 11. Okay, and that's probably
650. They're 650.
Minus 650 on the money line for an NBA game. Okay, that's great. If to add injury to insult,
Bruins are playing the Predators.
The Bruins are playing the Predators at home, and they're minus 330 or 340.
Yep.
So your B's and C's parlay is we don't want that. So you're adding to this mess?
Adding a third leg to the Warriors at home money line.
Is this allowed? Is this even fucking allowed? Is the chat going to get upset? Is the Discord channel? I don't want fucking
because the B's and C's because the B's and C's doesn't work. Nobody wants to lay $2 on a parlay. So you have to find a third leg to it. And the Warriors at home are 8-1 straight up, and the Warriors laying 3 points or more at home are 8-1 ATS over the last 9.
Oh, that was such a good over. You just did a perfect over. I haven't heard the over like that in a while. That was good. So you're okay with it? Seriously, I don't want fucking I
No
don't
one's
want
getting
Mike
mad at us.
Awesome come at me. I don't want Addison coming at me. Like we're changing the B's and C's parlay. If the Warriors lose,
yeah, fine. It's whatever. But I'm just saying, if you want the B's and C's parlay and you can do it. You can lay $2 if you want. It's fine. It's just juicy. No one, the chat was like, we're not laying the B's and C's parlay. It's too expensive. So I was like, all right, well, it's too expensive there. Let's find a third leg. And the Warriors at home should be good.
Right.
So don't bet the point spread. Just bet the money line.
Man, this is going to be fun. By the way, it's C's and B's. I apologize. The C's come first.
Why?
I don't know. Tyler's coming at me. I don't want Tyler coming at me either. I like Tyler. I don't want him coming at me. He says the C's and B's. JC
for Chef Benny. That's why. For Chef Benny's.
Chef Benny C's and B's parlay. That's why.
Okay, that's why.
Good job,
fine,
boys.
Whatever. I'm not in the Warriors.
I think we lay it. I think this is actually this is absolutely absurd, and I'm going to completely get my card revoked. But this is the most crazy 3 games. We're laying some major wood.
But at this point in the season,
everybody's looking for the title shots. Let's lay the wood. Why not? Let's do it.
So. And what you can do also, if you want to, if you have, B's and C's cash, Warriors will be the last leg.
C's and B's, get the
fine.
shit
C's
right.
and B's cash, they come in. You have the Warriors late. You can in-game it.
Oh,
you can play off of it. That's what I'm doing. It's why I wanted it.
Oh, you've created a whole night affair for yourself with this. I see what you're doing.
You can play off of it. So the Warriors play. You get in game. You can go up and down. You have a Warriors money line already.
You can take at some point the Pelicans plus probably plus 12.5.
Right. So going into the game, it gives you an opportunity if you want to play off. If you're a West Coast person or you're a late night person on the East Coast, it's minus 350 right now on the money line for the Warriors. So now I get minus 110, and I can play off of it.
The chat's the best. They just will not let things go, and it's so good. You won't say Bedarle correctly.
Oh, because I'm saying it right. You guys are saying it wrong. I'm saying the kid's name right. There's a D in the kid's name.
It doesn't work for it's Bedarle. Bedardle. It hurts your jaw when you say it like that. Bedarle. Just flows.
Saying the kids and saying me saying Ovida and dropping things. I'm not dropping my D. I'm not dropping it.
You drop R's and everything else up there. Why not?
That's fine. I ain't dropping his D. Finally.
This is a bet. I think this is a bet.
I like it. Under 6.5, Vancouver and St. Louis. Plus money.
You're on your own. Good luck.
So the Blues are 7-3 to the under at home. They're 19-15 overall at home, but they've been under team lately. Canucks are 6-4, but they're 5-0 over their last 5 games to the under. Binnington's back. 2 games against the Canucks this year, a 1.93 goals against average for Jordan Binnington against Vancouver. Under 6.5. 4-2 final. First 2 games under between these 2 teams.
It's a good case. I hope you win, but I think it's a book it.
Okay.
Put it in the chat. They're still debating. Jay Park just came in and said he created it. It's Bedarle. There's no D.
I don't care what you create. I made it better. That's fine. I just took it and made it better.
Oh, I can't wait till the summer when we're going to need guests and all this other things. First, we need a sponsor. First and foremost, we need a fucking sponsor. Then we can get guests and we can have brigade members come on the show and we can talk about the origin of the Bedarle. When he gets drafted.
The origin. You just did a me. Origin. That's the first time I heard it. Or a gin. There's an I there. Or I gin. Origin. I love that. Origin.
How do you say it?
It's origin? Funny. Why did you allow Adam Rosenberg to rip off your CLV can tweets? I just don't understand. He just blatantly rips it off, and there's no credit to you at all. Just he doesn't fucking live here.
He tags me.
No, he did not tag you. You're not tagged in this tweet. There's nothing on you.
He's tagged me every time.
You're not tagged in this tweet. I'm looking at it right now. There's nothing for Sports BK Consegan. Anything on there. It's a CLV can
really?
tweet with nothing on you, do you? Zero. Come on, Rosenberg.
I took the picture.
That's your picture? He stole your picture on top of that?
I posted the pictures. That's why I take myself in the picture with them now.
Smart. You should, but they cut you out, obviously.
Well, no, I took that picture without it. I can go walk to that can right now. I know that can is. I know where that can's at right now. It's at the softball field. It's in the back fields. I know exactly where that can's at. There's only one blue can. That's why I took the picture of.
I'm ripping you up.
Well, fucking talk to Adam.
Alcantara's 30-1 to win the Cy Young.
He was last year.
He's 30-1.
You know how hard it is to get that?
This was last year. Okay, it's not this year. It was last year. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Tom and Lorenzo just tweeted it out. His ticket from last year, $30 at 30-1 to $100. Chris Sale is 80-1.
Fall Fan Dan said, "Give the word, Dave, and the brigade will take care of it." Hey, you guys can go tweet at Adam Rosenberg and say, "Hey, nice picture. You got that from Sports BK Consig, Dave." We'll see what happens. That'll be fun. I know Adam's not watching the show, but listen, other people from Boston tried to take it, and I didn't shame them into it. I just said, guys, listen, I took the pictures. I mean, you can use them for tweets. Just put me in the thread so I can respond and say, yeah, I got more where they came
credit
from.
Every time. Just be credit to Dave Sharapan. It's your thing.
Yeah.
My
CLV.
Goodness.
That's all right.
It's entirely your thing.
Imitation's the greatest form of flattery.
It is, but it's still ripping people off Come on, man.
It's all going to work out in the end. When that sponsor comes and we can do all the shit we really want to do, because we got rid of the lawyers, or they got rid of us. I mean, if we're actually talking about it,
fair, right? Yeah.
But we get the wherewithal and the means, meaning the money, to do what we really want to do. Like, we could just fucking pick up and go to Houston on Saturday and not worry about nothing, and have a show and have a party and have a thing and watch along and all this other stuff. Some boys and the girls in the space are doing watch along things. We're going to do all that stuff. Once we get the sponsor, we're going to open up a whole new world, and we got a brigade right behind us following. It's fucking great. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. So it's the month of March, right?
It is still 28th.
Friday to the 1st.
Literally trying to get me divorced too, aren't you? I mean,
I'm just trying to
literally trying to get me divorced too. Then you're going to have to get rid of the cat, and then we're going to fucking move in together. That's the fucking problem.
That ain't happening. Prices have changed dramatically. Well, the prices have changed dramatically. The flight prices have changed dramatically. It's too bad. Makes sense. Cheapest flight from Vegas to Houston is $320 now.
Still affordable.
It was $100. A week and a half ago was $100. I almost bought it just on principle. I should have bought it. Just bought it just the hell of it. Just so it had a flight.
JC from KC said, "Is that photo really Dave's?" 100% my picture. Yes. 100%. And he usually, up to this point, would put "thanks to" underneath it in a tweet. I mean,
nope. Just saying. Favorite thing about today is what?
So yesterday I went right from the end of the show right down to the fields and watched Kylie play. It's College of Southern Nevada. They got smoked. Back-to-back games, daytime doubleheader, 14-4 and 15-0. Nothing went right. They have more games today. The game just started. The first game's at 12:30. So I'm going right from here again, right to the fields. 12:30, and then following right after. What's that?
It's warmer than it was.
It is. Yesterday. Thank God. Yesterday I was a little bit cold. I'm completely soft. I was texting back and forth with a couple of people from Pittsburgh. They're like, "What's the temperature?" I said, "It's 54, but it feels like 44."
No, it was cold. I was wearing a sweater all day yesterday, going like, "It's March. Yeah. What am I doing wearing a sweater?"
Right. Yeah, there was still that chill in the air.
Yep.
But so we're going from here to there.
Yep.
And then I asked you before, which would you rather go to? Because I presented this to the Consig kids, all of them. So you can pick the tonight. I want to go to the NIT and watch basketball indoors at the Orleans. We'll go hang out. Or do you want to go to see Edmonton play the Knights? Which do you pick? This morning, little Kendall said, Daddy, Arizona State is playing UNLV at the ballpark, at the Aviators ballpark. I want to go there. We are going as a family to watch baseball, bro. After we watch softball all afternoon, we're going right to the ballpark and we're going to watch baseball. While there should be a very small crowd there, so we'll be basically sitting right next to the field. And if you have Maddie, you want to come over because you could almost walk there from your house. We will be there. Tickets will be very inexpensive.
Tickets will be they'll be paying you to go to that game.
Jessica asked me last night, should I buy the tickets before we go? I said, we'll be able to walk up and get whatever tickets we want. Like, relax. Like, seriously. She asked me,
you can catch in your section and not hit anybody.
She means well.
Yeah.
She means well when she asks because she
You're
always
good.
wants to be prepared. She's like
course,
you in that
I get it.
regard.
I
Like, I
like
need
it.
to go. I need to
Yep.
have it pretty.
She's
But
smart.
we're going.
Yeah,
So we
good.
got softball, baseball, bro, and then
It's gonna be freezing cold tonight.
I'm supposed to don't fucking remind me. I wanted to go to the basketball game, like, and see
42
2
degrees low
games.
tonight, by the way. 42 degrees. You guys are voluntarily waiting outside to watch baseball at 42-degree temperatures. What do you? And you have 2 other options to watch really good sporting events.
Game doesn't even start till like 6:30 too.
Oh,
Like I think so. It's gonna be it's bad. But I pulled this out too. This is the Doc Ellis actual game used Doc Ellis 1979 Pittsburgh
tough.
Pirate hat.
Mm.
It's gorgeous. It's about 2 sizes too small. The bill is completely crinkled because
awesome.
these men took it and
And
folded it up and
right.
put it in their back pocket.
It's unbelievable.
This does not have any of the stuff that Doc had on his hair or
Hands.
what Doc did otherwise in the hat. But
Yep.
thanks to my friend Victor, Doc gave it to him. Victor gave it to me and said, Dave, I want you to have this. I see you on the shows.
It's
And
gorgeous.
I want you to wear it when you can. So it's all beat up, and that's why for the brigade. But that's the best thing about today.
What state? Oh, wow. So
What?
Kentucky, by the way, is the sports gambling bill in Kentucky is literally down to 1 vote. They need 1 more vote to get it passed.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Boy, they're
Kentucky.
going to have fun with that, huh? Woo!
Well, it's just because Ohio, you're across the river. Cincinnati going legal really put a big problem on Kentucky. So you've got so many people driving from Kentucky into Ohio across the river to go bet in Cincinnati that's why Kentucky's, much like Nebraska woke up and was like, they're all leaving to go to Council Bluffs. Maybe we should legalize this because it's kind of stupid. We're letting all the old people literally drive across the river constantly. So maybe we should wake up. So looks like Kentucky may get it. So you guys in Kentucky, you might actually get sports betting. My favorite thing about today is the fact that, look, I love opening day, and getting to do the baseball work this week has been a lot of fun. Doing the previews has been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
My class asked me a really funny question because we're talking about Celtics and Bruins and blah, blah, blah. And then like one guy got around to it and go, okay, enough about those 2 great teams. Your team's going to suck in baseball. I was like,
my man, what's that kid's name? I'm getting him a BVB hat.
Brian. And I said, you're right. I said, you're right. But I said, you know what though? I said, even when your team is bad, it's still baseball. It's still, your summertime friend has come back, and it's, for me on the West Coast, it's every afternoon. It just goes on. Like when Madeline's doing her schoolwork, or I'm just doing stuff around the house. The game's just on. Like I don't sit there and watch every Red Sox game,
right?
But at least one of my TV sets has the game on whenever they're playing, unless they black it out because the stupid blackout rules with the MLB.
One of the teams that we could drive to.
Yeah, right. So, but that's rare. So I'm really happy for Friday. I'm excited to get back, to get baseball back. It's psyched to see. I'm really excited about the rule changes. It's the happiest or the most excited I've been for April games in a long time, because I think we're going to learn a lot just about which teams, which pitchers. There's a lot of work to be done. And if you like doing the work, which I do, this is going to be a cool baseball month. April's going to be cool. And I just want to say to Mother Nature, you're projecting my birthday is Tuesday and it's going to be under 40 degrees in April in Las Vegas. There's something very wrong right now going
Put on a sweatshirt. Shut the hell up.
Nope.
What's wrong with you?
I want to go outside.
It's going to be 115 degrees soon.
That's fine. It's not now. I want to go golf, and it's too cold to golf in March. This is the best month. You know that March and April are the 2 best months of the year to golf in this town. Weather is supposed to be perfect, pristine, and we're missing all of it. I've not golfed yet. I've not hit golf balls yet. I've not taken my golf clubs out of the garage yet because it's too fucking cold.
Thanks for reminding me. I got to get my other set out for Carver. Carver's coming to town tomorrow, and him and JJ and 30 guys total are playing golf.
Where?
For a bachelor party.
Bring the fucking earmuffs.
I told him. He thought I was joking. I said, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be chilly. Like, oh, it's we're from back east. I'm like, okay, wear the shorts. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, wear the shorts.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just wear shorts and a sweatshirt.
In the morning. What you think. Yeah, in the morning. Good luck. A sweatshirt. What course lets you wear a sweatshirt? Good luck wearing a sweatshirt. Golf course.
What do you mean? When the shit gets cold, you put on whatever you can. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, not you. You have a collared shirt rule. Most golf courses in this town.
You can have the collared shirt underneath. You can wear a sweatshirt, windbreaker. Don't you? Do you remember playing in the cold?
Yeah, wear a windbreaker. You got to wear an actual golf design piece of equipment. Yeah.
No, you don't.
All right. Just telling you. Most courses here in town. You can't wear like a oversized hoodie on the golf course.
Well, the brigade has done its work. They tagged me in the comments for Rosenberg. What did they do already? Oh boy. Adam knows. Adam fucking knows. Just Adam. Just come on.
Back tomorrow on a Wednesday. We will do the NL West tomorrow for our baseball preview. Farra, Dave, Matt, talk to you then for BBB.